Hey everybody, this video brings me and Chris back out to the town so nice they named it twice, Feasterville-Trevose, and we are here to check out their gigantic, awesome mega store, Liberty Ministries Thrift. I am excited about this. I actually haven't been out here in a couple of months, and this store is huge. It's just like the one right by my house. That is gigantic, and again, this one is also absolutely gigantic. A huge toy, oh, thank you very much. Huge toy section in the back, lots of media. We usually find pretty good deals here, and I'm expecting today to find some more. In fact, we're gonna find so many good deals. Chris is grab 2 carts? Wow, I don't, we'll see. So of course, as per usual inside this store, we're gonna start out in the media section, and there is a lot of media to look through. Yeah, they have bins of stuff out right now, which is interesting. So we're gonna have to dive through all of these. Of course, the media on the wall. They got CDs over here. They got some VHS over there, and of course, like a zillion books that I probably will end up not looking through, but I'm sure Chris will end up looking through. Yeah, obviously. So I don't even know where to begin. There's just so much to be looking through. This is gonna take a little while, and I gotta try to beat Chris to all the good finds. I guess the smart thing to do would be to let Chris dive through all those bins, and I'll come over here into the wall because I don't know. Otherwise, we're just gonna be fighting over the same exact stuff. So I guess that's the smart way to go. But honestly, it kind of looks like these have all been picked through. The bins are kind of low. The one shelf like over there was kind of picked through, and I don't really see a lot over here, just like looking right off the bat. But I don't know. I'm thinking maybe the media's been picked through, but who knows? Maybe also there's something interesting. And I do like the fact that they put all the snapper cases together. That actually looks kind of cool. Ideas for my collection. Well, okay, I kind of take back what I said. Maybe these haven't been picked through all that well, because right down here is a Warner Archives release of Operator 13. I do not have Operator 13 in my collection. I love picking up these DVD releases. I don't know why I come across, oh, it's a minty. I don't know why I come across these archive titles so often. I still feel that I should not be finding these out in the wild, because you have to special order these. You can't just go to Best Buy or Walmart or something like that and pick these. Well, not that Best Buy carries movies anymore, but you know what I mean. You can't just go to a store and pick these up. You have to specialty order these offline. So why do I come across them all the time out in the wild? I have no idea, but I do. And yeah, for what is it, like $2? For $2, I'm buying this. Wait a minute, actually make that 2 Warner Archives titles, because here is yet another one. This is Rasputin and the Empress, which I also do not believe I have yet in my collection. And the disc on this one is, I'm hoping, also completely minty. Oh yeah, not a single scratch or smudge on that. So that is now 2 Warner Archives titles I am finding that I'm gonna pick up. I got it $2 a piece. Now, if I could just find like 7 more, I'd be really, really happy. So I'm finding the archives, but Chris is finding the, I don't know it. Oh, Zach and Miri make a porno. What is this release?
Yeah, I've never seen that release
That's
before.
Yeah.
Blu-ray DVD combo pack. It's
it's a Canadian release. It's the Canadian Alliance release. That's interesting. I've never seen that one either.
That's pretty interesting.
Cool.
So if you're into package art, that's a cool one.
That is different.
I found a Sesame Street Christmas Carol. Unfortunately, the disc is completely just a...
I'm assuming you have that already anyway, right?
I do.
Well then...
But really, it's all set up for this next title that you really need for your collection.
So you literally grabbed it off the shelf to show just for a joke?
No, because you really do need this.
Okay.
It is Sexy Danger.
What the heck is sex? I mean, that's me right there, but... Sexy Danger, huh?
I mean, if any title has to be in your library, it's got to be the Sexy Danger.
You can take that one back.
It's so hot. It's hot.
All right, Chris, you can have your Sexy Danger. I'm going to stick with the H, though. We got some History Channel here. This is Arch Enemy, the Philistines. One of those ways is the correct way of saying that, I believe. But this
Philistine?
There he is. It's not Philistine, it's Philistine. There you go. So this is actually really, really neat. I don't have this History Channel documentary in my collection, and again, for $2, well now I do. I am going to pick this up again. Comments down below. Philistines, not Steins, right? I don't know. I love my history. I just don't know it. Well, as they say, it's true to make it 2, and had to grab the 2 Warner Archives titles. So now I'm going to have to grab a second History Channel title as well. This here is Prophecies of Israel. I don't have this one either. So two archives, two History Channels. Now I need to Air releases, and to Scream Factory releases, and to Kino releases. So we could just, again, if we can make this happen, it'd be great.
Releases, and to Sesame Street releases, and 2 copies of Sexy Danger.
Nobody needs, well, Sexy Danger, yes. Muppets, no. What is this? Disney's photo movie? Honestly, I'll be completely honest. I don't know what this is. I don't know if this was like a souvenir thing or something you maybe like got your photos put on. It feels really, really light though. And of course, there's no actual disc inside. So I don't know what this is. I'm going to have to continue to not know what this is. If you guys have any idea, leave a comment down below, because this is a new one for me. I don't know. I'm intrigued though. I don't know if this was a souvenir or again, something you got your photos, like maybe you got your photos put onto a CD or onto a DVD. I have no idea. Comments down below. This is interesting. That's cool, but sadly no disc inside. So, well, I'll put it there. I'm taking it up front, but I'm clearly going to pass on that. All right, so I think that's about going to do it for the DVDs and Blu-rays. Don't actually see anything else over there I need to pick up for me or even for the store. And nothing here in the VHS either. And yes, I did go through all those CDs. Nothing there I wanted to pick up. So now I'm going to go through all of these CDs. And there are a ton to look through. This is going to take a while, but I'm hoping for some good punk, some good ska. Who knows? These are only $1 a piece. So if I can actually find something I need to pick up, I mean, at $1, I'm going to grab it. And unfortunately, the only thing over here I see actually worth picking up at all would be this, the Mighty Mighty Ballstones Ska Core, The Devil and More, which is a really, really good album that surprisingly I came across like 3 times already today at the previous store we were at. They had so many copies of this, which is, again, bizarre. I see Mighty Mighty Ballstones, Let's Face It, out in the wild all the time. This is not one I usually see, but I already own it. Do not need it. So cool to come across a really good ska album, but not cool that I already have it, and there's literally nothing else here I need to pick up, so moving on from the media. Wow, now this is a throwback. Overhead transparencies. Who remembers these? I ask this question all the time, and none of you guys ever leave comments. Are overhead projectors even a thing anymore? Who remembers overhead projectors? When I was in school, this is all teachers ever used. Now I think they use like HD projectors hooked up to their laptops or something like that. This is just really awesome to see, and again, definitely a throwback. Is there a date on here? I don't actually see one. This has got to be from, like, I'm thinking maybe the 90s or something like that. Yeah, 1992. I don't need this. I don't collect this kind of stuff. It's really cool to see because it takes me back to my childhood. I strangely miss overhead projectors. That's a weird thing to say, but I'm getting old, so I say weird things like that. What do you mean that's a very weird thing to say? Come on, like, we're old now. Things like overhead projectors, just they don't like exist. It's like even like chalkboards. That I was in my son's classroom the other day, and they had chalkboards in there. And I asked the teacher, I'm like, do you guys even use the chalkboards? Because there was all kinds of stuff hanging over top of it. And she's like, we don't use chalkboards anymore. Everything's like digital now. They have this screen that like you can touch this screen, and like somehow it like knows where you're touching, and like it like hooks up to your lap. It's weird.
Wow.
Technology.
Wow.
It's crazy. So yes, Chris.
Screens, that's wow.
So yes, I do miss overhead projectors.
I don't miss overhead projectors. I don't even miss chalkboards. That's screech.
What do you miss?
Good. I'm good. I miss you when I don't see you.
Shut up. Chris is finding a Frankenweenie poster. That's actually pretty neat, but oh, it looks to be in horrible condition. So I'm assuming you're going to be passing on that. But if you pass on it, what are you going to hang on top of your chalkboard? You got to cover your chalkboard with something.
Well, I'm going to overhead project this, so I'll be fine.
I think you should write 500 times, I will not buy the Frankenweenie poster. Wait, hold on. So if they don't have chalkboards anymore in school, how do kids get in trouble, right? Like, I will not talk in class like 500 times on a chalkboard. How are kids punished these days?
Simpsons is way out of date then, right?
I know how kids are punished these days. They're probably handed a trophy and asked politely never to do it again. That's how kids are sadly punished these days.
Should be just beaten with Frankenweenie
I mean, I think so too. I love coming across stuff like this. The Clairol benders, heated flexible shapers. Look, I'm not even gonna touch these, but look at these things. So I guess you put them in your hair. You could do all kinds of crazy shapes. I'm guessing 1980s, maybe very early 90s. There's got to be a date on here somewhere, right? 1985. Look at that. Wow, man. The 80s. You know, honestly, I'm not gonna make fun of the 80s. I miss the 80s. The 80s had like style and class. It was one of like the last decade. Okay, maybe like the 90s, maybe like the early 90s are one of the last times it had like real good style and some like pizzazz to the decade. Then like everything else, it's all like merged. Like everybody sort of dresses the same nowadays, and there's nobody's gonna look back on like the year like 2020. Well, people are gonna look back in the year 2020, have things to say, but nobody's gonna look back in the year 2020 like they do in the 80s and be like, oh, the style and the music and whatnot.
Oh man, masks, baby. They're gonna come back and sell, pandemic or not. People just be wearing masks.
That's gonna be us. We're gonna see when we're like 50. We're gonna be seeing like movies of people like back in 2020, and it's all gonna be people with masks on. Is that gonna be how it goes?
That's it.
All right. Although I'm sure in the movies, the masks will be these like big, overblown, done things like how when you see a movie made today that's supposed to be like the 90s or the 80s, everything's like very stereotyped. They take every like stereotype you could possibly think of and like crank it up to 11, and everybody's just dressed like, look, I'm 90s, I'm 80s, even though like nobody really ever dressed like that. Like nobody dressed like they dressed in like an 80s or 90s catalog, but in a movie, that's how they dress. So I'm sure the masks will be these like big things with like pipes coming off them and like smokestacks, and now I kind of want to see that. Just steampunk masks. I need to make these. This is pretty interesting. It's a Planet Hollywood ceramic tray. They're asking $6 for this. Honestly, kind of tempted to grab this, as I have picked up ceramic Planet Hollywood stuff in the past for my store, and it's always sold, but I don't know. I hate shipping this stuff. It's a pain to ship. If it was like $1 or $2, maybe I'd just be like, heck with it. I'll pick it up and take the chance, but I don't know. At $6, even though it is kind of neat, I hate packing that stuff up. I hate shipping that stuff. I hate photographing that stuff. I hate storing that stuff. It's ceramics. Ceramics are just the devil. All Christmas merchandise is 75% off, which makes this whole area very tempting for me. I see a lot of cool like vintagey stuff that's sort of maybe kind of possibly tempting to grab for my my non-existent Christmas collection. And I don't know, when I see 75% off, I think maybe today's the day I start my Christmas collection. But again, I can't. No, I'm not gonna do it. I can't do it. I have to be good. The question though is there anything I want to pick up maybe for the store? There's a lot to look. I mean, there's a lot of Christmas stuff to look through. This could take a little while, but I don't know. I feel like I should look, because there could be something good for the store, or maybe me.
So I got one for you. Of course, you've heard of 4 non-blondes, right?
Yes.
Well, here's 4 non-pink flamingos.
That was your joke.
That was it.
Wow.
Terrible.
You know, like when
Just terrible.
when we first started hanging out, your jokes were pretty bad, but in a kind of fun, sort of, cheesy way. Now they're literally just bad. Like you need to come up with some new jokes, Chris. You're reaching. And with that wonderful joke of Chris's, we are done with the Christmas section. I don't see anything over here I want to pick up.
No?
Not really anything
not
for.
Even 2 flamingos?
Gonna pass on the flamingos. I don't see anything I want to. There were no flamingos.
That's right. You got to pass on them.
Oh, jeez. So anyway, nothing for me. Nothing for the store. Nothing I want to pick up at all. 75% off. Awesome deal. But why do I thrift with this guy? I don't know. Okay, so moving on now into the Little Liberty section, which is their children's section. All the toys over here, the board games, Chris's books. I'm sure he'll spend the next 3 hours looking through.
Which I don't think I will, because those
shelves they are
look pretty.
They do look pretty picked through. So I don't know about that. Oh wait, hold on. I see something I need to look at. We got to do it. Dave & Buster's Magic Ball. Will Chris's dad jokes ever get good again? And sources point to no. So. Great, things I have to look forward to. We are not finding very much over here in the toys. We literally went through all of that stuff. Now we're over here in the board game section, and the only real thing I'm seeing of any interest is this Bratz Mall Crawl, the board game, which I just picked up when we were at the other Liberty Thrift in Saratoga just last week. But I think the version I saw was an older version. This looks a little bit more updated and whatnot. However, that version I picked up was missing so many pieces, because this thing had listen to this thing. It's got 375 million pieces, and sure enough, I knew when I picked up the other one for $2, I figured it's probably going to be missing pieces, and it was. And I got a feeling that's probably the case with this one. They're asking $4 for it, which isn't bad, but I don't know. I'm thinking for $4, something that's probably missing pieces, I'm just going to pass. If it was $2, I might still pick it up and take the chance, but I don't know.
Why? Finding a piece like that, it's like a hay and a needle stack or something. Come on, you'll be able to find it easy. No problem.
Well, at least the Magic 8-Ball did not lie. Here's a Richard Simmons Sweat Shout Party game. I don't know. This looks newer. I don't think this is actually vintage. What is the year on this? 2020. So clearly not vintage. We'll just be passing on that. And they did have a silly 6-pins, which I actually looked at. Apparently the date on this is only 2001. I don't know why I thought silly 6-pins was what was it from the 90s? There was definitely a 90s version of that. I remember the commercials from when I was a kid for Silly Sixpence, but as you can see, this box has been completely destroyed. There is no fixing that up. I don't care how much tape you put on that. That is not being fixed. So if it was the vintage one from the 90s, I mean, I don't know. With the box in that condition, I'd probably still pass anyway, but it would at least be more tempting, but I don't know. Anyway, board games, nothing. Toys, nothing. Books, Chris is looking, maybe. Well, while Chris is still going through all the books over there, I guess I'm just going to dive through all the toys again because I don't know why not. And I did see this, a Loot Crate, Captain Marvel 3D comic standee. This thing is really cheap. I don't belong to Loot Crate. I've never subscribed to Loot Crate, and after seeing how cheap this plastic 3D standee is, I don't think I'd want to be part of Loot Crate. This is really, really cheap, and I don't. Did this come with anything else? It seems like a very small thing for a box that size, but I don't know what they're asking on this. Ooh, $8 for that, huh? I'm thinking, just gonna leave that right there. No. However, this I think I am gonna pick up. It's a Mr. Potato Head Darth Vader for only $2. Looks like all the pieces are there. I'm seeing hands and feet and a mask and a lightsaber. This is actually really, really cool. And at only $2, I would say worth picking up, because when it comes to this sort of weird Mr. Potato Heads, they do tend to sell if I can get them for a good price, and $2 is a good price. So, all right, it's gonna pass on the Loot Crate and pick up the awesome potatoes. All right, well, nothing but a potato for the toys. Have you at least found any interesting books?
Well, they're books.
It's just not interesting?
We'll see.
All right.
We got Elmo's Beach Day.
Okay.
Bert and Ernie's Desert Adventure.
All right.
And this is interesting because it's Sesame Street, but it's Elmo's Fairy School. Abby's Flying Fairy School.
Whoa.
Make sure I get that right.
That's a tongue twister.
Elmo's Flying Fairy School fans out there. So this is the Tooth Fairy Test.
Okay.
These are all pop-up books, by the way.
Oh, well, then that's
kind of interesting.
That's good for you, because that goes for your pop-up book collection and your Muppet collection. So perfect. And then
we have Ernie and the Twiddlebug.
Oh, that's cool. Twiddlebugs are cool.
That's cool. And this one would be really interesting. I say would be as I put these down because this is the art of the Fox movie Anastasia. Wow. So it's actually really nice. All right. Great artwork in there.
That's cool.
But unfortunately, if you zoom in right
it's water damaged. That's a shame. That is pretty neat.
This would be really neat. I'm sure someone would love to pick this up for their Anastasia collection.
But not that collection? How? You just hit me with the book, Chris.
Well, now it's interesting.
Are you at least going to grab the Sesame Street ones?
Yes, those I'm grabbing.
All right.
Anastasia's going back.
I'm going to go this way before you beat me with more books. All right, guys, so I think that's about going to do it for this Liberty Ministry Thrift. Not exactly my biggest haul ever, but quality over quantity. I mean, 2 Warner Archives releases, 2 History Channel releases, and a really awesome Darth Vader Mr. Potato Head. I'm happy. All in all, I'd say good pickups. You grabbed a couple books. Is that really it? Just a couple books? All right, you grabbed a couple books. So, hey, Muppets for you, movies for me. I'm going to call today a win. It was successful, sort of. But anyway, guys, so that's it. So somebody's having a good. So somebody's finding some amazing deals. So anyway, guys, with that we are done. So as always, thank you all so much for checking out this video. Be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and of course check down below for links to Patreon, Spreadshirt, and the Cinema Sickness store. And check down below for a link to Muppet stuff. Just a few Muppet stuff. And I will see you guys in the next... See, I can do the puns too. I'll see you guys in the next video. All right. Bye.